What's up YouTube, I'm just another guy and welcome back to the Welsh Way here with Aberystwyth Town. So we're now at the point of the season where we get our Champions League group stage draw done and dusted. So we're going to have a quick look at the fixtures. Actually no, we'll look at the transfers first because we've just been through a summer. So to start off, we'll look at the outs. You already know about Ed Hartnell. Apart from that, a load of people left on a free. You already knew about Scott Rees and Nathan Green as well. But apart from that, I don't think anyone else of interest is really there. Stuart Banningham left. He's now at Wraith Rovers. And Dylan Hicks left. He is currently on a free transfer. I don't actually expect him to get picked up. But apart from that, a few people left out on loan. Ben Hanford, I ended up unable to find him a club on a permanent deal, so I ended up loaning him out to Portsmouth. Hopefully he'll develop there, come back, and we can maybe look to sell him next year or the year after, depending. Even if it comes to just releasing him, it's not, too much of a money loss. But he's at League One, he's in League One, so he's at a decent level. He's at Portsmouth, who are a well-sized team, so as overall that's good there. But the ins, we spent 650k on one player this year, and it was Stephen Wilson. So it's a lot of money to spend. It's the highest money we've ever spent on a player. But I think when you look at his stats, I would say majority of it is justified. He's an overall good player. Nice rounded stats. Good passing. We've always lacked someone, a left mid who's got good passing. Normally have good crossing, but they seem to lack passing. But overall, his pace isn't the best, the greatest. But he's still got a load of good stats on him. Technique is really good. He's got some nice flair. Composure is alright as well. First touch is all decent. If we compare him to our other left mid, we will see, we want to find Hunter. We see that overall he's just better in pretty much every way apart from his physical stats, but that's not too much of a problem because, if he's got better dribbling, he won't actually need that pace too much because he'll be able to dribble past the opponent. If he's got good technique and flair, he'll be able to use skills and tricks to get past the opponent instead of just pure pace. So I think this is a wise investment, I'd say. He just moved to Watford for 450k the year before, and he didn't play too many times for them in the Premiership. But I'm sure he can drop down to this level. He'll destroy the league, I'm sure of. In Europe, hopefully he'll play well as well. So far, 5 games, 3 goals and 3 assists. He's done exactly what he's needed to do. So overall, I think he's got a bright future here at the side, and hopefully here in with the continental competitions as well. You already know about Victor Costa from last year, but I'll just cover him anyway. Goalkeeper, 25 years of age when we signed him, 26 now. Overall, I think he'll be a very good keeper for us, and hopefully he'll do well in Europe as well. So far, done alright, done decently well. And the latest signing was Aaron Ramsey, 35 years of age. So he's approached. Well, really, he's just in his twilight years. He's in his last year or two, maybe, of professional football. At decided 35 years of age, though, we couldn't knock Aaron Ramsey. We know these sort of opportunities come up. We've signed Gareth Bale. We've had Shawcross here. We've had Shane Duffy here. We've had let's see if I'm trying to think. There was another big name player as well. I can't think of it though. Ben Davies is here. That is it. That's someone I'm thinking of. Stuart Taylor as well. So we've had a lot of relatively big size players, and also a lot of big name Welsh players coming to our team. Even if it is in the latter stages of their career. So he's been at Arsenal pretty much all his career. Since the start of the game as well, he's been here. He's been fading out of the team. His performances have dropped down a little. Hopefully he'll play well. He's been playing in Europe 4 games, 7.05 match rating. I don't think he's got an assist as of yet. No, he's not got anything yet, but he's playing in a defensive role, and overall not a bad player. I mean, he's lacking physical stats. His technical stats have dropped as well over age, but mentally he's still got it, and I really should get him tutoring someone. That's something I need to do as well. Currently out injured with a hernia, which is a shame, but Aaron Ramsey there. Big name signing, and then a boost in shirt sales with him coming in. But anyway, to the fixtures. We had one friendly, which was against Brighton. We lost 2-0. Made sure everyone got 45 minutes because we wanted to go into the Shamrock Rovers game knowing that everyone at least had, at least some variation of football before the start of the official competitive season for us. To start off, it was a tight game against Shamrock Rovers, 1-1. In the end, a very early goal from Dave O'Connor was the only thing separating the two teams. And again, in the second leg, it was another really tight encounter, and it was another early goal that ended up separating the two sides. On aggregate, in the second leg, nothing could actually separate us on the day. Overall, I'd say it was a good performance from Shamrock Rovers. They managed to limit us to a few long shots and things like that. which meant we could only score very early on. And just if they'd have started a little bit quicker, if maybe they were a bit more alert in the first 10-15 minutes, when really you want to be at your tightest because you never want to give away an early goal, they probably would have gone through. It was a really tough game and really awkward game, and I thought maybe we would struggle in the next few games. But the 5-0 victory against a team I can't even pronounce from Albania. Yep, from Albania. The fact that we beat them 5-0 calmed my nerves a lot. Dave O'Connor, Sousa, a double from Mawson, his first 2 goals for the club, and Terry Jenkins getting us a 5-goal victory away from home, and that was a game done and dusted. 5 away goals. They were never going to come back. At home we only won 1-0, but still a win was a win, and that was all that mattered. We started off the league campaign with a 4-0 win over Athen Lido. Goals from Wallace, Evans, Hunter and Armstrong before we returned back to the Champions League playoffs against Legia. I don't know this Polish team who are our parent club. They pay us about, I think it's like 49k a year. Yeah, £49,732 a year to be our parent club. We ended up beating them in the Champions League. So they bet us about 50k a year, and we went to their place and smashed them 4-1 with a Sousa hat-trick. And then in between that we beat TNS with our second team with a very late goal there. It was a nice way to keep our win and keep a 100% record in the league. And then a 2-1 victory over them in the return leg with Bowen and Wilson getting the goals there. We actually have a lot of injuries as well in the side currently. We have Sousa out injured for, I believe, 3 months with a problem. I don't actually remember what the problem is. A torn knee ligament, so he's out for 2 months. So he'll be a real miss there for the Champions League group stage games. Also, Dave O'Connor is currently out for 8 days. I'm actually looking to try and get rid of the lad. He's on so much a week. He's on around 20k a week. He won't sign a new deal down for the end of this season, so I really need to get rid of this guy now. And I'm trying to offer him to decide. He's currently got Fulham, Ipswich and Swansea wanting him. I've been asking for around 3 million, 3.5 million there. I'll offer 3 million now, but I just need to get rid of this guy. I don't want to see him go on a free. He's on a lot a week. I really want to get him out now, try and bring a new striker in for the rest of the season. Maybe that is on loan, whatever. I just want a new striker coming in. Elsewhere though, we had injuries to Lewis, who is our third choice striker for the season. He was out injured from this game. Aaron Ramsey is currently injured. Wilkins is currently injured, another striker that probably would have featured if it wasn't for his injury in the previous Champions League game. Ended up starting in the previous Champions League game. Joe Pearce and Willa Evans, people that don't or maybe aren't expected to feature as often as they have so far. And even Stephen Bowen, 18 years of age, never played in the continental competition before, I don't think. Did I play him last year? He did. He had a game last year as well. But he had to step up, and he actually played decently well, so not bad for the youngster there. How long is Terry Jenkins out injured? I think, oh god, 5 weeks as well. It's not good. We're dropping like flies at the start of the season. This is not ideal. But anyway, we'll go into the Champions League group stage draw. It's in a few days' time. You guys talking about losing our key men. Yeah, that'll do. I don't think we have a Champions League group stage game for at least a while, so I'll be able to play my starting 11 against Ryle. It won't make too much of a difference there. Who else is coming through with us though? We have Copenhagen, Olympiacos. I think that was... we're also playing... I didn't actually see who else was in the draw. I just did this flick through on the left there, but Monaco are out. The team that we played last year, they're out. Sampdoria through, Fenerbahce are out. Olympiacos went through, Elfsborg went through, and Copenhagen have gone through as well. That's 7.26 million. That money means so much to a club like us because it's jumped us up from around 3 million in the balance, 3 million in the bank, all the way up to 10.5 million. Just for that, and that covers the cost that we just spent on improving our youth and training facilities again. We spent around, I think it was around 9.5 million in the summer, or 8.5 million, something like that. That's been covered by them costs alone. It shows how much Champions League means to any club, even our club, even in real life, how much it will mean to them. I don't want anyone else to go on loan. But there we go, the group stage draw has arrived. We're still a 4th seeded team. I'm really disappointed with that. We are still a little bit off Shakhtar. Only really a coefficient, 2 coefficient points off, or 3, 2 and a bit coefficient points off of being a 3rd seeded team. A lot of tough teams in it though. Even the fact that Benfica are a 3rd seeded team with 89. A lot of big teams got in the competition this year. No one missed out like last year where, Chelsea weren't in the competition and things like that. Barca are in it. Barca are not in it. Sorry about the interruption, guys, but I don't think Barcelona are in it. I think I was talking about something like that. I lost track. But So there are a few big teams missing, or people historically big in it. But let's just get to the draw and do what we normally do. Draw all 3 of the teams. Have a little quick look at where I want to be. So, whew, a lot of tough teams. A lot of tough groups. Group H doesn't look like the worst group in the world. Neither does Group G. Fiorentina and have been in the Europa League a little bit, which is probably why they've got such a high coefficient ranking. So, you know, maybe they're a Europa League group that got in the Champions League this year. I don't know, but Group G and H don't look the worst groups in the world. Apart from that, though, I'd say they all look pretty tough. It would just be a matter of, you know, what happens on the day. But let's have a look. So, we've got none of the top ones. I'd really like to. I don't know. Group E doesn't look like the worst group in the world either, though. Schalke, I feel we can beat. Shakhtar, I'm sure we can beat. City, I'm sure we can't. But, you know, whatever happens on the day could have happened. But nope, Linfield get that. So we're going to get one of the groups we wanted, G or H. And we played Madrid, got battered by them, drew 5-5 with them. Man U, different. I don't know. I'm happy with either of them, I'd say. So we're going to go to Group G. Alright, not the worst group. Not the best group, but not the... I don't know. There's no real best group, is there, in that stage, but definitely not the worst group to get in the Champions League group stage draw. There you go, let's get all the official announcements. So, we have been drawn with I imagine, the winners of La Liga. Yep, the winners of La Liga. We got Fiorentina, who are, what are they, Serie A champions? Nope, the Serie A third. Okay, third in Serie A, not Serie A, sorry. Oh no, it's Serie A, what am I on about? Yeah, third in Serie A. And then Celtic, the FPL champions. I think we could beat Celtic. Fiorentina, maybe. And Madrid, we've got points against them before. So, you know, who's to say what will happen? We'll send the assistant there and we'll continue through. I don't think there's any more messages particularly about that. But let's have a look at this. So I'm not actually sure if we ever played Celtic before. I don't ever think we have. We played them in a friendly. Fiorentina, I don't think we've ever played them. We could have played them at one point. Nope, not even a friendly. And of course Madrid, we've played them last year. We lost 2-0 and drew 5-5. So we're going into a little bit of the unknown here with Group G. Celtic, Fiorentina and Madrid. But I'm going to say optimistic. I'm going to say it's not the worst group, not the best group. But I feel Celtic and Fiorentina will offer problems, but maybe problems that we can overcome. So that's it for now, guys. So until next time, peace out.